Hello. Well, right. Thought I'd try something different tonight. In fact, I sort of had to try something different because my usual computer is playing up. But this is what happens. It's a Linux computer, and they will play up. Goodness me, we have a cat with us. You coming to say hello? Come on then. Oh, well, Marcy is here. She might jump up in a minute because she's good like that. Come on. Come on. Let's say hello. Look, here's Marcy. There she is. Right, so hi everyone. Sharon Sipe is in the house. Thank you for joining us. In this moonlight is here. Belle DB is here. Cat Mama, meowdy to you. Great stuff. Adrienne is here. Too many to mention. Good Lord, but it's great stuff. It's great stuff to see everyone here. Right, so a more interesting day than I would have liked, to be quite honest. And I've just realised I didn't do the 60-second tarot today, so I was sorry about that. But I'm going to do loads and loads of tarot instead tonight for like an hour and a half. So I hope that's pretty good. Not just tarot, we'll do the pendulum, we'll do the angel cards, we'll do all sorts of stuff. And let us start with a card for absolutely everyone. And this includes all you guys if you're watching the rerun, you know, the replay, because not everyone can make it live. And don't worry if you can't make it live, guys. The way the energy works, you know, we're dealing with eternity here, eternal truths and eternal forces and powers. So if you're watching the rerun, your energy is still here now as I'm doing it. So thanks all for bringing your energy into the picture. Oh, right, here is today's card, and this is Council of Light. I'm going to show you it in a minute when I can separate it out. There we are, Council of Light. And if I bring it up close, you can read it, which I can't. It says, divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. And I guess, you know, that's sort of the whole point of what we do here. But I'm very glad to see that coming up right at the beginning of the situation here. We all do actually have helpers in the subtle realms. And a lot of the magic that's involved here is powered up a lot if we're, you know, made aware of that. The more aware of that we are, the better, I would most certainly say. So then, Holly Deshane is here. Debbie Fitzsimmons is here. Sandy S is here. And Sandy wants to thank everyone for your prayers and healing, energy and love. And your father is doing much better. I'm so happy to hear that, Sandy. So, yeah, love and light to you and every blessing to go with that. Adrienne is here. I'll tell you what, Adrienne is a great supporter of the channel. So let's start off. Let's make this the first. Oh, no. Let's make this the first question of the night. Things are jumping around, but this is all good. Okay, hard to read tonight because I'm on my mobile phone here, and it's like tiny writing. Okay, question: my business partner situation hasn't come to pass. Do I give up, or will my job offer in Florida be the next step for me? Right. Okay. First thing to say, Adrienne, never give up. Okay, really don't give up. I don't need to pick up a card or a pendulum or anything for that. I'm going to use the pendulum on it, actually. I'm going to use this pendulum on it to just ask that last question then. Will my job offer in Florida be the next step for me? So, pendulum, will Adrienne's job offer in Florida be the next step for her? What's it doing? It's doing a circle. So it's giving me a yes. It's kind of a gentle circle. It's getting bigger now, though. Okay, so yes, it will. Looks like it's going to take a while to come. That's just sort of how it rolls when the pendulum starts off as slowly as that, Adrienne. But let's do a card for you to kick things off, to set the ball rolling, and see what's actually going on if we can. Okay, this will either tell us a bit about what's going on, give us a clue, or it'll kind of tell you what to do. And I think it's the latter, actually, because what we've got here is the Four of Swords, Adrienne. Right, certain people's minds aren't made up yet. That's what I want to say. And in terms of the law of attraction, it would be quite good if you just decide that that is going to be the next step for you and go for it. You do have some time, and I guess this is why the pendulum was doing that circle for yes, I'm doing it slowly, because this character is actually asleep. And there is that need for rest and recuperation. inherent in the Four of Swords. It's early in the Swords journey, you know, there's time for things to grow. And well, that's good news, really, because with that time for things to grow, you can actually put manifestational thoughts into it, Adrian, and get closer to making it happen. But it's a definite yes on that, okay? And just don't give up, whatever you do. See, this character's kind of given up for now. It's kind of hopeless for now. But nothing is ever completely hopeless when it's a positive thing that you're trying to manifest. What sometimes happens is a thing is hopeless right now. Trying to do something right this minute is hopeless, or hiccups, I must be right. Some aspect of what you're trying to manifest is hopeless, but the whole thing, the overall picture is still worth going for. So thanks for that question, Adrian. I totally wish you the best with that. I'm going to come up to In This Moonlight. Hi, Andy. Please, would you sit if the condo will still be available for purchase, waiting on my dad's estate being settled, right? And you love the unit. Well, okay, if you love it, get your manifesting head on in this. That's the first thing to say, because you know, something you love, you're much more likely to draw to yourself. Okay, people sometimes say don't invest too much hope in this, or don't invest too much hope in that, and you know, there are no guarantees, I suppose, but if you really kind of invest your manifestational thoughts in a thing, you're much more likely to bring it close, excuse me, to happening. Okay, so will that condo still be available for purchase when the time comes, when Dad's estate is settled? It's giving me a yes. It's giving me a yes in this, but I was really moved to say, try and manifest it. Put that mental effort into it, okay? Because people often think, you know, that there's got to be a big difference between a mental effort and psychically trying to manifest something. But really, that they're essentially the same thing, you know. And when you really try to manifest something, the subconscious mind does actually get involved with it, you know. And it's when you engage the subconscious mind with it that you're really engaging your guides and your angels in the effort of making it happen. And that's really what you need to do. So keep believing, keep going for it. It was a yes from the pendulum in this. Thank you so much for your question. The hiccups are bad tonight. Hang on a second. One thing about sitting here is there's no way to put my cup of water, so I've got to bend over for it. Sorry. Okay. Sandy asks, do you see me in a new job in September? And the chat is on the move in. Ines, you're very welcome, and I wish you the best with it. So, Sandy asks, do you see me in a new job in September? I don't know why. That's a definite pendulum question, but something's telling me pull a tarot card first, see where we get. Yeah, right. Oh, no, I see. Five of Cups, right? This suggests that things haven't gone well in the past, or you feel like you've lost part of this battle to find a new job. Okay, whatever it is that's giving you like slightly negative vibes about this, Sandy, keep trying to be positive about it. Okay, this suggests that there is actually a yes at the end of the rainbow here for you. But let's pick up the pendulum again and see what we get. Sandy S. Will Sandy S. get and be in a new job in September? Pretty positive yes, then. I'm just going to ask it again because that might have just been the way I picked it up. Okay, it's like non-committal. It gave me a yes first time, and then it gave me a yes and no the second time. So there's everything to fight for, okay? Do not give up on it, Sandy. It seems to be a don't give up on it night tonight so far. Okay, but you see in this card what's happening, right? There are two full cups down here, right, Sandy? Where is it there? Oh, it's one of those flip things where the camera flips it. What are we going to do about that, eh? So there's two full cups there, and that is everything positive. The cups are about what we want, what we desire, what we long for, and they're absolutely full down here. The 3 up on the table have spilt. And because that's 3 spilt and 2 full, it starts feeling a bit hopeless. It starts feeling like it's not meant to be. But it is meant to be, Sandy, okay? Because the pendulum was like 3/4 yes there. Really was. Okay. So just keep trying, okay? It's another way of saying don't give up, really, isn't it? But just keep trying. That's what really matters, you know? Okay. Donna has posted a question, I guess. I can't see it. Let me have a quick scroll and see if I can find it. Because Donna is a great supporter, actually. I think I found it. A card, please, Andy? Question mark, question mark. Donna is a great supporter, and I'm very, very grateful, actually, for what you send me through coffee, Donna. It makes a big difference. It really does. Like today, I was just running out of incense, that's the word. I was running out of incense of all kinds. I burned grain incense on charcoal discs, you know, and I was just running out of the house clearing incense I wanted, and I wanted to get some juniper and some lavender as well, because those are things I use. Very clearing, very good energy, and it protects from the evil eye, as our Native American cousins would put it. So I wanted to get some of those, and they were quite expensive, so I used some coffee money for those, because then it's all kind of in keeping with the channel. So thanks very much, Donna. I don't feel a tarot card is the card to be doing for you, though, Donna. So I'm going to do an Ascended Masters card at this point. Okay, Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters. Still getting used to this camera. I probably will be for the rest of the session, actually, and I'll probably be back on my laptop soon. This is Linux for you. It's absolutely amazing setup. You know, it really is. But sometimes it breaks, and you've got to download stuff and install stuff. And I'm no computer geek or expert at all in computers, so I've got to go on the forums and find out how to fix it. But invariably, it gets fixed. People think Linux is rubbish, but it's really not. Honestly, there's always someone on a forum who can tell you where to go with it and what to do with it. Right, Donna, what I've got here. Oh, the one I can never pronounce. Mahachohan Ragoxi. There he is. I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me how to pronounce it, but there he is. And it says teacher. Okay, and the third eye there is very strongly emphasized, as well as the heart chakra, with all that burning light going on around it, Donna. So there's the thing, you see, the third eye, it looks within, you know, and it feels like an introspective thing sometimes when we see it like that. But the reason it looks to offer and let that shine out in, you know, other parts of the chakra system. So what have you learned, Donna? That's the question to ask yourself. Okay. You're a learning kind of a person. I know you are, because we've had many conversations about that. A lot of what you've learned in life is really worth putting out there if you possibly can, you know. So actually think about putting out, you know, whatever you've learned. And the higher heart chakra, very, very strongly emphasized in this as well. So when we talk about teaching in this sense, in the sense of this card, it's not necessarily kind of sit someone down and tell them stuff. It's kind of just like lead by example, by the sort of person you are. Okay, and that is going to move you forward. And I don't know what the situation is, but it's just going to move you forward and be uplifting, lift you out of wherever you might be feeling stuck at the present time. Okay, use that teaching ability, because what you actually want is going to come much better. The understanding of it is going to come to you more strongly as well if you engage in teaching to others, whether that's through direct words or by example. But be a teacher. You've got a teacher, you've got an inner teacher, you know. Get in touch with that, Donna, and let it teach. Okay, because that's what it's longing to do. Okay, please don't forget to like the video, as Adrienne says. Thanks for that, Adrienne. And of course, coffee.com/ which way is this one go? Oh, it's going that way this time. coffee.com/twig, and my Gmail address is scrolling along the bottom there. On the coffee page, coffee.com/twig, there are always pictures of what's going on in my life. I'm actually planning to update the picture galleries tomorrow, so there'll be some more stuff there tomorrow. It's also a great place to buy me or buy the channel a coffee. do not worry about it if money is tight, friends. You know, I'm really, the last thing I want anyone to do is feel they've got to send money. But if you'd like to buy me a coffee, please do through the coffee page. It's very welcome. And private readings can be arranged at 35AND83@gmail.com. That is what I spend most of my days doing, and I love doing it. Jedi Bunny is here. Great stuff. Oh, and Sheila Inquisitive Tarot is here. Great to see you. April Evans is here. Just dropping in to say hi. Only staying a few minutes. But let me quickly do you a card, April. I would like to just quickly do you a card. We'll go with this one again. All right, Moses, take charge of the situation. This is for you, April. Let's put your name up on the screen there if I can. There we go. Hi to you. You know, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for bringing your energy. Love the energy you bring to these things, April. So take charge of the situation, right? Psychically as well as psychologically. Try and feel more in control than you do at the moment, April. That's what I'm getting psychically about this. Okay, Moses actually parted the Red Sea, the Dead Sea, so that the Israelites could get across safely, and then Moses let the sea come back together again. So, you know, it just made the whole thing safe, made the whole deal nice and safe, and not only did the Israelites get to the other side, they got there in safety, you know. So, all right, that's a big, grand idea, isn't it? Parting the seas. But that really is how strong anything psychic at all. That's how strong it is. It really can change this world in huge ways. There is absolutely no limit to the psychic power. So no limits, April. That is my message to you. And thanks so much for being with us right now. Bell DB has a question. Let me see if I can find it. This is a bit easier to scroll, actually. Donna says, very good, Andy. Thanks. I've been more isolated of late. Getting out. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And you are very welcome. So, Belle has a question here. This is lots easier to scroll up and down on, actually, than my laptop. This is making me think. You know, this to me was like second best to use my phone for this, but it's working pretty good so far. So, did the session Belle had today have a strong impact? Right, I would say yes. I would say it did. That's the feeling I've got. But let's take up the pendulum and let's ask the question of the psychic influences. Psychic influences, please influence this pendulum and tell me. Yes, it did have a strong impact, Belle. I guess you're asking about it because maybe it didn't feel like all that strong to you, but sometimes and it's a lot like this with dreams as well, as teaching and all kinds of things. But sometimes the effect is very, very subtle, and it takes a couple of weeks to really start noticing the difference, or maybe a couple of months. But I think in your case, we're looking at a week or two, Belle. Yeah, I had spiritual healing in the sense of psychic surgery about 12 years ago. Maybe 13 years, 13 years ago now. My goodness, time flies. And I'd always needed a walking stick. I'd needed a walking stick since I was 26. And then I think I just turned 45. And I had this psychic surgery, and it felt very, very subtle. I felt I could believe in it, you know, but it was very, very subtle. And it was about 2 weeks later, I just suddenly found I didn't need my walking stick. I left my walking stick in a shop and went off, and I only went back to get it because it was my walking stick. I didn't really need it, you know. So it took a couple of weeks to sink in, and that's the only reason you're feeling the need to ask, Belle, is it was very subtle, but it really can be. You know, because what we're dealing with is superhuman level of intervention in our lives. And the human frame can't really take it all in a big blinding flash. It would blind us because it's a blinding flash. You know what I mean? So time needs to be involved. You know, time is of the essence. So give it time. But yeah, you know, the seed, it's like someone's planted a seed in you, and it's going to grow and grow. Okay. So the answer basically is yes. I'm talking a lot here, but the answer basically is yes. Okay, Sharon. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you find it cool to hear about that. It's not something I talk about all the time because it sort of scares some people. It particularly scares YouTube, who like to sort of say this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, because they don't, a word like surgery sounds pretty serious, and it is. It had a very serious effect, but that's why I don't talk about it an awful lot. But I think it's worth talking about sometimes. Belle says, love that. Thank you. Oh, and has anyone told you sound like Cary Grant? Do I really? Wow, no one has ever told me like that ever before. There was once a diner, a cafe in Carmarthen, which, I go there in the Merlin videos all the time. Well, I go there all the time anyway because it's the nearest big shops. And I used to go in this cafe, and one of the waitresses in there was sure that I was Bono out of U2. I don't know why, but she just, I used to wear dark glasses and a hat in those days because I was a lot younger. But she always thought I was Bono out of U2, like in disguise, just kind of hanging around Carmarthen because, that's what like millionaire superstars do. They go in cafes and, have bacon sandwich. So yes, I do. Well, thank you, Belle. I'm really flattered to hear that. Hello, Erin. Nice to see Erin O'Nugent is with us. Beverly Spencer's here. Hi, Beverly. Nice to see you. Okay. So, scroll. Jedi Bunny time. Here we go. Welcome, Jedi Bunny. Can you find any messages for me today? Okay. Now then. This is spirit guide based. I was just guided to kind of sit back and close my eyes and just meditate on that. We've got that on the screen, have we? Right, that's good. Okay. Yoga. That's what's come to me. Now, this is a spirit guide talking to me. This is someone who would have understood about yoga at quite a deep level. Don't know if it was a yoga teacher or just someone who was bang into yoga and did it all the time. But this is someone who's really, really positive about yoga in your background. And that seems to be the emphasis of what I'm being told to actually give you is, make use of yoga as much as you can. And yoga happens in many different ways. There's the whole thing of lying on the floor or sitting in a particular way doing the exercises, but it's also a karmic thing and it's also a dharmic thing. In other words, it's all part of the science of your relationship with the divine. So focus on that, Jedi Bunny. That's what really needs to be happening. And I'm going to do a card for you as well. Actually, I feel moved to do a card for you as well. Okay. And, I've also got to say to you, right, yoga is a very, very gentle thing, okay, the way we think about it. And it always involves a lot of relaxation. It's a very relaxing thing. And that's how it does its best work, really, by relaxing the body. But don't be afraid to speak frankly with people, Jedi. All right, because the other side of making our lives comfortable and having that comfortable space to live as our spiritual selves is actually kind of being absolutely upfront with other people if you possibly can. Okay, so what have we got? Bridget, inner strength. And yoga will always big up your inner strength. Bridget, inner strength. And she says, move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Okay, and that's what the frankness thing is all about, Jedi. It's all about, don't just be a bunny, be a Jedi as well, a Jedi warrior. That's what's got to happen, okay? Because you actually do have the power. It's just a question of recognizing that. There's a lot of protection involved with Bridget as well. She is a lovely, beautiful, gentle soul, but she's also on fire there. She's holding that bowl of fire up right in front of our heart chakra. I'm also, for you, drawn to the next card, Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. The only thing about this setup, right, is I can't get the cards very close to the camera, but maybe I'll work something out. And Lady Venus says, downloads and understanding, truth is being revealed, deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. Right. There's another side to everything that yoga is all about. Being in that calm space is very meditative, and it allows you to make the most of those insights that are coming to you. Okay. Maybe they're coming in dreams, but I feel it's more like daydreams. I feel these are thoughts that go through your mind when you're sort of on the move in life, when things are happening. Okay. So thanks so much for that. Linda Bishop is going to be laying down and listening. Well, great, actually. That is a real good way to take in these things. So yeah, our love goes with you, Linda, and it's good to have your energy here. Sandra is loving listening to the positive message as well. Thanks, Sandra. You know, sometimes the message is kind of, someone hopes for something and the pendulum gives me a no, or the card says, no, not really, it's going in a different direction. But it is all positive, okay, because we sort of need to feel more aware, we need to feel an awareness of being in control of the situation, and knowing what's what is what that's all about. So it's, as you know from watching, it's not always a yes for something. It's not always flowers in the garden. But the whole psychic thing is very closely linked to just ordinary human life, which has its ups and downs, does it not? Somebody once asked me, when I was training for mediumship, well, I actually asked the medium, isn't it kind of scary seeing people who've passed away, seeing the dead, as I thought of it. And they're not really dead, they just go to the other side of life. And what he said was, well, it can be, but if someone was there, wouldn't you want to know they were there? And that's very, very wise and very, very truthful understanding of what it's all about, I guess, that medium was imparting to me. So now I'm imparting it to you, and I hope it's positive. Debbie Fitzsimmons is asking, Andy, can you read on my financial situation for the next few months? Okay, let's take a look at that. Cassandra LeBaume is here. I'm listening on my way home. Thanks for joining us, Cassandra. I'm really glad you're with us, and I hope you have a safe, comfortable journey home as well. It's great to, it's a privilege to know that I'm on someone's car radio, or I'm on, someone's TV screen or something in a part of the world that I've never been to. It's an amazing privilege, and I want to thank you all big style for sort of letting me into your homes, as it were, which really is what's going. Jedi Bunny says, my goodness, Andy, thank you. Your messages resonate very deeply. Great. You've been physically doing yoga off and on for years, but have recently felt more pulled to it as a spiritual practice. Great. Well, just go for it. Keep on going for it, Jedi Bunny. Okay. But be a Jedi as well as a bunny. Pick those names for a reason. We're always guided when we're picking these names, And hello to you, Vanessa Mercier. And I know that's your real name. And, our parents are guided when they give us names as well. Hope life is treating you well, Vanessa. Hope things are good for you. Right now, Debbie Fitzsimmons, and I'm shuffling for Debbie Fitzsimmons, who wants me to read on her financial situation for the next few months. Okay. Well, what we'll do is some tarot cards and find out what we can. So let's go to the middle here. One. Oh, no, I spelled them, dear me. 1, 2. Come on. They build up static electricity on them when I'm reading with them, and then they get all stuck together, and it gets crazy and it gets nuts. It really does. Okay, right. Well, what we have first is we have the Three of Swords. Right now, this is a bit of a kind of a downer of a card, this, because this says something bad has happened, something difficult has happened. It's either in the recent past or the distant past. But even if this happened today, the only way is up from this card, okay? There's a sense of loss about this card. Okay, so I guess this is why you would be asking me about your financial situation, Debbie. I guess something's come up that's difficult for you. Wish the hiccups would go away just a tick. I hope that works because I've consumed half of my water now in a third of the show. Right. So the only way is up from this. There's a new dawning on the horizon there. The skies are very kind of purple, and at least they're not grey. There's a healing sense about the darkness that's around you. That is a big part of the message of this card. Okay, moving on, we have number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so ups and downs, most certainly ups and downs along the way. I wouldn't say it's going to be a super easy next few months financially, but the thing is, you keep going, the wheel keeps turning. That's what really matters. Okay, and then card number 3, don't fear it, whatever you do, because it's number 15 and it's the devil. And this just means you've got to get your boots on, you've got to get your skates on, you've got to get moving and keep moving, Debbie. Okay, be really active about your financial situation. And when that comes up, you know, even if it feels hopeless, even if it feels hopeless, there's going to be some help around, okay? There's something positive financially coming into you. It might not be the cash, it might be the means to earn the cash, it might be a way of making the cash happen. But the devil card is saying, you know, not just get on with it, but like take the attitude that you're going to get on with it. Take the attitude that you're going to win, because that's how it works. And it looks pretty good to me, actually. Looks full of ups and downs, but it looks like you come out on top, Debbie. That's what really, really matters. So, okay, hope that's helping you out there. Right, Melanie North would also like a card. We shall do a card. And for Melanie North, let me have a quick scroll. Okay, here we go. Much easier to scroll on this phone. Actually, much easier to scroll on this phone. And actually, this phone is something I wouldn't have had without the coffee page, thinking about it. It's not entirely funded by coffee because it's an iPhone X and they're seriously not cheap. But I sold my last iPhone, which was an iPhone 6, and that raised some money. And I used some coffee money and some of my own money. So this is actually kind of, you know, I'm putting out a YouTube show on equipment that largely came in from YouTube here. So this is good stuff. I might use this phone again. It really seems to be working nicely. Okay. So Melanie North is saying, I would love a card or a card and a message, I think we'll say, from my spirit guides, please. You've been such a personal blessing since I found your channel. Well, thanks. That's very kind, you know. Every one of you guys is a personal blessing to me as well, though, you know, really. I mean, now on the show for sure, you know, and with the coffee donations and, you know, just doing readings lets me exercise my spiritual soul, how I'm kind of meant to be, how it's all kind of supposed to work. And here's another advantage of the phone. I got a notification. Thank you very much, Donna, for that coffee donation. I really appreciate it. Very generous, actually, and very kind. Thank you. But yeah, right, okay. So I kind of went off the point there, but I was shuffling, and I'm sure spirit are working my hands at the moment. That's another story, actually, a story of spirit moving my hands, which I don't know. I'll probably talk about that at some point tonight. But right now, let's do a card. Right, Melanie. First thing that I've got here is the card, and it's the Tower of Destruction. Right, so there's change coming in for you, Melanie. All right. And it's actually, I've just been told it's not coming into you exactly. It's already there. Things are happening. Things are changing. Okay. Now, you must not think of it in a negative light. And more importantly, Melanie, you must not think of it as something that's your fault, something bad that's happening. Sometimes there has to be a big bang to get things moving on, to get things to actually change. And life is change. So it is all part of life. And it is all actually a lot more positive than it usually feels to us when it happens. So what's happening, Melanie, is beneficial. It's beneficial change. And I feel there's a certain delay going on with it as well. You know, I think things are going to be taking time for you. Okay. Right. I've just heard the word pastor in my head. I don't know if this is pastor, like a priest or a minister, or pastor, the Italian floury, eggy food that we love to eat so much. Pasta. Someone in the spirit world is showing me pasta, the food, you know. I don't know if you make your own pasta or if you have a love of pasta or if you could relate to someone in the spirit world who is really big on pasta. But there's definitely something there. Okay. And because I saw the priestly side of it, look out for good spiritual advice coming in. Not just from me, not just from my guides, but, you know, look out for it. Okay. There are people willing to help you, Melanie. Got to do you another card, and it is the Emperor. It's number 4 in the major arcane, and this is about being careful with resources. Okay, this is way off the thing about pasta, and it's way off just about everything else I've said, actually. But this relates to what I said about there being help out there and people willing to help. Okay, take advantage of that help, make the most of it. There's nothing wrong with that. People offer to help because they want to, Melanie. Okay, and so the Emperor is not just about storing up the help for a rainy day. The Emperor is about the whole thing of abundance and using that abundance wisely. Okay, I totally hope that's helped you, Melanie. Thanks so much for your question and for your trust. And I'm going to go now to Cassandra LeBoom. Okay, my daughter lost her husband in a tragic accident May 1st. Oh dear. And I have 2 children under 21. Was wondering if she will be okay. Was there like a crane or a heavy lorry with a crane on it? So I'm seeing this kind of, I'm seeing like a very big vehicle, maybe a breakdown truck or something like that, you know, a big vehicle with a crane on the back of it and a chain hanging down is what I'm seeing. It fit the energy of it does feel very, very tragic, actually. So let's start with the pendulum. Okay, and we'll keep moving. We'll do more on this, but we'll start with the pendulum. Okay. Will she be okay? That's a nice clear circle. That's a nice clear circle. Sure, she will be okay. Not least because of the 2 children, you know. She is going to feel like she has to keep going for the children, and that is going to be quite an uplifting thing for her in itself. Also, it's a cycle, you know. The children are going to be helping her as well, because the children are much better at understanding that there's such a thing as a God and a heaven, you know. No matter what the rest of us might say, no matter what the world tries to put on children to make them less believing in these things, you know, children just will believe in these things. And I truly feel that the children are sort of understanding that their father is in the hands of the angels. You know, it's much harder for adults to take that in. It really is. But children get that. They really do. And so your daughter is going to be half in the state of going through that very painful bereavement. I'm very sorry to hear she's going through that. I'm sure everyone in the group in the chat tonight is sending you healing. And probably a lot of the people who are watching the replay as well are going to be sending out their healing thoughts there, and I certainly send my my healing thoughts out to you and your daughter and those 2 children. But I do feel, you know, yeah, they're going to get through it. It's not going to be, you know, the biggest tragedy has already happened. It's not going to have tragic consequences on their lives because they're positive thinkers, the children, and they're going to add a lot of positivity and bring in new positivity just from the world around them. You know, children are like sponges. They can really soak up positivity. But yeah, you know, blessings to you for that. I'm so sorry to hear about it. I wish you all the very best with that. And thanks for your question, Cassandra. And thanks for entrusting me to ask that question as well. I think it's a privilege. It really is. But please remember, right, that you can't die for the life of you. What happens is the physical body dies, but the soul is always there. And it's all about vibrations. Everything we see has a vibration. The top that I'm wearing here, the jumper thing on the front, which is blue, has a slightly lower vibration than the white, which, you know, because that higher vibration makes it shinier. And like then behind me, we've got the green, and we've got this, which is a much less shiny kind of creamy white. And so it is with, you know, the human soul, the eternal soul, and animal souls, every kind of soul there is really. It's on a very, very high vibrational rate. And that rate is very greatly reduced for the soul to be able to live in the physical body, but it's all part of our learning. That's why we have these worldly lives. And when the body dies, the soul goes on, and it's at such a high vibrational rate then that we can't see it with our everyday eyes. But everyone we've ever loved and lost is, you know, somewhere around. They really are. You know, they're constantly with us. I'm sure they are. It's more or less easy for them to communicate. Sometimes it's quite difficult for them to communicate, but they are always around us all the time. And I'm sure he's watching over his little ones. So with that, Cassandra, thanks for your question. Love, light, and blessings to you. And I hope everyone involved finds peace. Vanessa Mercia, Miss Nessa, nice to see you. Right, Andy, is there any messages from my spirit guides for me? For you, Vanessa, I'm sure there is, and I'm going to try and get to it using the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. This is a deck Danny Shea uses a lot, actually. Okay. Okay. And Sandy, you might have to type that in again for me if I move on and forget it, but I'll try and do that for you as soon as I can, Sandy. Okay. This is for Vanessa. Hey, you coming up, Pussycat? Marcia's around tonight. I say Mercia and Marcia turns up. Okay. The Age of Light, Vanessa. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, is what it says. And you can see this lady's reaching up and making that symbol with her hands above her head there. And it's all about the crown chakra. It's energy pouring into the crown chakra, and she's trying to steady that energy as she makes that symbol above her head. But there's this great triangle of light around her, and the energy always gathers at the point of a triangle. So that's where that energy is coming from. And that spiritual energy is really trying to come into you at the moment, Vanessa. Because whatever's going on in your life at the moment is not easy. And I sort of know that from conversations we've had in the past. And I know you're making good progress with it, actually. But at the same time, I know that whatever life is giving you at the moment isn't easy. But try and take it on board, okay? Try and study it as much as you can. But do try and take it on board, because as the message at the bottom of the card says, you've been training for this for lifetimes. In other words, Vanessa, the universe or God or whatever, the angels, whichever way we look at it, the divine forces never throw anything at us until we are actually capable of coping with it. But they usually throw stuff at us that we don't think we're going to be able to cope with, you know. That's kind of part of it, but that's how we grow. That's how the soul grows. That's how things keep developing. Okay, there's a voice in my head about your career move. I know you've been going through career change, and I actually don't feel it's resolved itself yet, but I want to tell you it will, Vanessa. Okay, I see you. You've got quite a hard-working soul, and I can see that, you know, the world is going to need what you do. Someone somewhere in the world is going to need what you do, and you are going to be working. Okay, you've been looking, but nothing yet. Well, great. Keep looking. Well, it's not great. It's great that you're looking. It's not great that nothing's happened yet, but keep looking. Someone needs you out there. You just haven't quite connected with the right people yet, but it's coming to you, Vanessa, and it's going to be good when it does. So you're very welcome. Okay, Twainer is here. Hi, Twainer. Nice to see you so much. Sorry, I'm late. Don't worry about it, my friend. Twainer, you do so much for my channel. I really appreciate it. And this is something, excuse me, this is something worth mentioning, actually. People do sometimes say, oh, sorry, I wasn't there, or I was late, or whatever. YouTube, it, you know, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be entertaining as much as everything else. And we are pretty serious in what we do on the channel here. It's all positive, but it's positive in a serious kind of way. But, you know, I really don't worry about it, my friends, you know, or if you can't make it to the live and you're watching the replay, coolio, you know, this is just, it always happens how it's meant to happen, you know. Everything in the world is just as it should be. You know, sometimes people email me for a reading and I don't notice the email for 3 or 4 days. And that is absolutely fine. You know, I'd like to be more attentive than that. And I try to be more attentive than that. But the reading always happens if and when it's meant to. And Marcy, so you're going to look at the camera, Marcy. Come on. Oh, come on. You're too cute not to look at the people. I'd love to see you. Well, you've seen it. It's Marcy. My higher self is here. Oh, another drink of water. Excuse me. Okay. Now then. A message for Sharon Lee. Okay. And Sharon likes Marcy. We all like Marcy. We all love Marcy. She's so cute. She's purring now as well, so that's good. Right. A message from Sharon Lee. Okay. I've just seen like 4 silver wheels rolling along. 4 wheels, silver wheels, all in a row, rolling along. Possibly this is someone who passed in a car accident, Sharon. Just possibly. Okay. There's someone close to you in spirit, though, and if that's not making sense, think of like 4 silver circles, 4 silver balls, something like that. That's what's coming to me. Now this person is around you. I feel it's a male energy which is close around you. I think you'll be aware of things changing in your house. Someone you know who loves cars. Jonas. Okay, great. We've put a name to Jonas. Okay. Right. Was there a link to the sea as well? Could his passing have had something to do with the sea? I'm just kind of seeing great big fish swimming around now. Well, he's there for you. He's there with you, right, Sharon? And the thing is, I believe you might be aware of things changing, things moving around, things, as it were, being different in your house. That's what I feel. You lived in Los Angeles. Okay, so you can't, I see, close to the coast there. Right. Okay. Well, I really feel that, you know, something's changed in your house. Either things have gone missing and then you've found them again, or things have moved when you didn't expect them to. But he is with me every day I hear him. That is absolutely great. I'm really delighted to hear that. I really am. Okay, let's do you a card. Ascended Masters. This deck gets used more and more, and I'm delighted because it's a beautiful deck. And yeah, it's one I didn't really want to consign to history, this deck. I'm very fond of it. So here we go. Off we got. All right. Pavarotti, positive change. This is for you, Sharon Lee. Pavarotti, positive change. Right. And there's a wheel behind her head, like a wheel of fire. This isn't the wheel of fortune. This is a wheel of fire. So going forward, you know, keep on rolling, keep on moving forward. Right. And keep thinking positive. That goes without saying, obviously. But the way positive change manifests through this card, it's like keeping moving towards positive change. And you're going to be faced with some decisions. If you're not faced with them at the moment, Sharon, you will actually be faced with some decisions soon. Always take the most positive attitude. Give the most positive answer to these questions that you possibly can. Because even if it seems like a crazy direction to go in, keeping thinking positive is going to keep the changes positive. Okay. So that's for you. Thanks so much for your question. Thanks for being with us, Sharon. I appreciate it. As Sharon Sipe says, another Sharon, please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. Big hugs and big hugs to you. And thanks to you as well, Sharon, for all the help you give us there. Really appreciate it. I really do. Okay. Now then, let's just do some scrolling. You're away, Belle. Well, blessings to you, and thanks for being with us while you could. I appreciate it. Really do. Hi, Sharon Coon. Nice to see you. Here we go. Right, Pammy is here too. This is great. I'm just having to scroll up in case I missed anyone. Sam. Hey, Summers. How's the Samster tonight, I wonder? Good, I hope. Good, I hope. I really do. Okay. Mary is back. Well, back at you. Right back at you, Mary. Seascape is here. Hi to you. Right, Beverly Spencer. Let's go to Beverly. May I please have a card for today? Thank you. Okay, Beverly, I'm very sorry, by the way, to everyone. As I mentioned before, I didn't do the 60-second tarot today. It's been a manic day and I just didn't get to it. So sorry about that. Okay. Right, Mary, we'll talk about that in a tick, okay? I'm going to do what am I going to do? Lost it. I'm going to do Beverly a card first. Okay. Card for today for Beverly is 6 of Wands. Okay. So this one is saying that, although, in so many ways, the spiritual road is very unique to every one of us, and we've got to kind of take charge of it. We are nothing without the people around us. Look at this group of strong people. The knight of the character at the front, I don't know if he's a knight, but he's in some kind of shining garment, and that really is you, Beverly. But he's only able to have the strength he's got because of all the people around him, and there are all kinds of different people, all kinds of different influences around him. Some positive, some not so positive, but actually sometimes the negative influences around us actually force us to take a more positive route, and that sets an example to the negative. It dilutes the negative with positive. So think of everyone around you. Don't kind of rule anybody out or anything out, right? The world is your oyster, Beverly. And just do be aware of the fact that you're not alone. You're not on your own. That is really the thing there. Okay, so let's take a look at what Mary's typed here. Oh, Vanessa has to go to the doctor appointment. Oh, well, good luck with that, Vanessa. Thanks for being with us tonight. Love and light and healing and blessings and peace to you as well, Vanessa. Thanks so much. So Mary's question now. You asked about sadness a few days ago, then remembered the violet flame work and Saint Germain. Maybe that's the reason why. Well, one thing about the violet flame is that all the healing energy, all of the powerful spiritual energy associated with the violet flame will kind of penetrate more deeply into the parts of the psyche where it's more needed. The stronger the need, the more strongly that energy actually comes in when you need it to. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's the reason why, actually, Mary. I would not be surprised at all. But hey, thanks for your support as always, and thanks for joining us and being with us. Kate Wilson, no, Kate Walton. Sorry, Kate Walton. Hi to you. Okay, best of luck, Vanessa. Very best of luck. Raven Manning is with us. Thanks so much. Beverly says, funny you pulled that card because I thought the same thing last couple of days. Well, there we go. There we go. Just kind of confirms it, don't we? Right. Cat Mama Meow. Third time's the charm. Any messages for me today? Well, I guess it is the charm because the third time around, I finally noticed it. Once I go into doing someone's question, I sometimes chat while I'm shuffling cards, because my hands are kind of cosmically doing that in some way. And, spirit guide my hands. But really, once I get into someone's question, I stop looking at the chat, and that's why I miss it. So sorry, guys. I know it's a pain, but sometimes you need to type your question in again and again for me to really get in touch with it. Cat Mama, third time's the charm. Any messages for me today? Oh, the Hermit. So you got to kind of go into yourself and look more deeply into yourself, okay? And by the way, what I said on Facebook earlier about fish, I grew up by the sea where there were fishing boats, and it used to stink, and I just never liked fish. And sometimes I get ill when I eat fish, probably just psychologically because it's fish and I don't like it. But I hope you enjoyed your salmon, cat mama. You are a cat mama, and cats do love fish, so why not? But the hermit is the card for you. Okay, just kind of, the hermit message, really. I'm sure you know what I mean. Look more deeply into yourself, right? You've actually got more resources, more inner strength than you think that you've got, cat mama. That's really the bottom line of it. So take a look inside yourself. Take some time for yourself as well, right? And I'm sort of aware that you have been taking more time for yourself, just very recently, actually, very recently. But have more you time. It's really doing you good to have some more you time and do what you love doing, right? Nothing selfish about it. It's the old thing, and I think I say this in every video actually, because it's a real positive point that needs to be made again and again. Nothing selfish about recharging your batteries, because then you've got a lot more to give out to the world. You cannot, my friends, pour from an empty vessel. Right. So with that, more readings in a second, or a minute at least, but just start the energy build up as we kind of come to the top of the hour. I've had some wonderful experiences, and when I talk about them, I sometimes feel like I'm kind of boasting or bragging, and that's really not it at all. I offer all this, in the sense that I am actually nothing really special. Any human being could have some kind of healing mission, and could do the work of spirit. I happen to be on the wavelength of a medium. Not everybody is, but everybody's got some kind of spiritual gift within them. It's just a question of whether you choose to develop it or not. And I chose to go on the path of mediumship because, as I've said in many videos, actually, I'm sure that's what I was being drawn to do, It doesn't matter if you're not drawn to do that. There'll be some spiritual thing, some psychic thing you can do in this world, because the human brain is equipped with psychic senses. It absolutely always is. And particularly if you're drawn to videos like this, you will have that psychic sense going on. Hi, Barbara Wheel, by the way. And so on a course to do mediumship in about 2016, I was very interested in trance mediumship at the time, and I did it twice on this course. I've done it many more times than that, but this course is what I wanted to talk about. It was the strongest trance mediumship session I've ever had, and it began with a kind of trance which is what we call physical mediumship, where the spirit people are able to do physical things in this world using us as a channel. And that takes many forms. But I went into the trance and I was talking, and I was aware that it wasn't my own voice that was talking. But that's what happens, Spirit use your voice box and speak through you. There's a great trance medium called Leslie Flint, who's sadly no longer with us on the physical earth, and he did what we call direct voice, and they didn't even use his voice box. He set up like a kind of what we might call an etheric voice box, somehow non-physical, and voices would come, from somewhere else in the room. So very real and very exciting. And I was doing the talking, and the gentleman medium who was teaching me at that time, who was running the course, a man called John Devereaux, came and sat in front of me, and he said, "I think I know who's talking with you." And I hadn't got a name at that point. It turned out to be a medium called Albert Best, who trained Gordon Smith, who is known all over the world as a medium, actually. And he got his training from the great Albert Best, who could levitate and was wonderful. And that was who John thought I was bringing through, and it turned out that it was. And he said, I would like to shake your hand. And I felt my hand moving very shakily forward and shook hands with John in this very shaky way. And it astonished me. I really didn't think they could do it that directly, you know. More the fool me, because they can do anything, and they can do it very, very directly indeed. And a more commonplace version of that is when I'm doing direct mediumship. Sometimes my hands will move, and if someone had a chest complaint, my hands will come up here. If someone had a broken leg, my hand will go to that, and I'll kind of feel a little something of what the person passed away with, you know. Sharon Kuhn, very kind of you to ask. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't actually have the super chat enabled, Sharon. I'm on a disability pension because it's all state benefits over here. If I start earning money, I lose that state pension unless I go through the proper channels, and it's taken them weeks to get back to me. So what I use is coffee.com, and you can see scrolling along the bottom of the screen, Sharon, you can see coffee.com/twig. That is the address of my coffee page. It's down in the description. I hope you can click on it. Maybe not. YouTube don't like it, actually, so maybe it won't click. But if you type that in, it's real simple, ko-fi.com/twig. You can have a look at some pictures of my life, and that's a great way to donate. There is also a PayPal donate button on my channel's homepage, and I'd be very, very grateful if you're willing to do that, Sharon, and I'm very grateful to all of you who do that. And many of you do. I'm very, very grateful for that indeed. I really am. Sharon Sipes says, hi, Shopaholic. Don't know if that's Jessica she's talking to, but maybe it is. Jessica has got a great thing going on. I can't remember the name of it now. And because I'm on my phone, I can't go on Facebook and see. But Jessica, please feel free to put a link to your Facebook, that business you're doing at the moment. Jet something, is it? Jet Designs, I think, or something like that. Yeah, it's really good. I've looked at it. It's pretty good. Anyway, Shopaholic is a separate ID. Well, welcome, Shopaholic. Kate Walton is asking, hello, may I have a card, please? Challenging health and family situation. You most certainly may. You most certainly may. Okay. Right. I want to start with the Keeper of the Light Oracle card. And I think I'll do more than one card for you. I'll be kind of guided, Kate, but I think I want to do more than one card for you on this. I must do, because the hiccup means I'm on the money. Let's pick the cup up. And Marcy doesn't like me bending over to pick the cup up because it makes her wake up a little bit. Let's make space over here. Yeah, my cup is on there. Right. Let's hope I don't spill it. So let's first see what's going on. Right. Okay. Okay. As you say, the situation is challenging you. The card I've got here for you is Gaia Earth Connection. It says, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. Right. And that is the part of the message I really want to give to you, Kate, because what's happening is your mind is being taken off a lot of things that aren't as important as the family health situation resolving itself, but they are the nuts and bolts of life. And it is important to keep moving with your own life and to actually help them keep their lives moving. And I feel you give them a lot of help, actually. I feel you've been doing a lot of help. Just don't neglect your own life, Kate. That's the first thing to say. Okay. And then let's do a quick pendulum now as well. Okay. I'm going to ask... I don't know why I'm using a pendulum. This is just what I'm guided to do. I'm going to ask if the angels are going to come in and help. Yeah, I'm sure they are, because they're angels and that's what they do. But it's given me a yes, and it's making me feel like your prayers are being answered, Kate. Right, the angels are definitely on the case. And this pendulum is absolutely going nuts. It's doing really big circles. So that is to kind of show you that there is really an awesome amount of energy coming in, not just to you, but to your whole family about this health situation. So that is the best kind of healing, really. But kind of try and get your Reikiing head on, Kate. I don't know if you're a Reiki person, maybe you are, but you know, try and keep in that frame of mind that the healing is real and it will happen, because the angels are really powerfully coming in for you there. Okay. So thanks so much for that question. I wish you all the very best with that. And I'm sure we'll all want to send some healing for Kate Walton and her family, because it's not just the family, it's affecting you as well, Kate. And you've got to look after yourself. You've got to keep going. Okay, you've done Reiki 1, great. So you're attuned to all that healing energy. Use it as much as you can, okay? I know it's like Reiki 2 when you start healing other people, but family, Reiki 1 is perfect, okay? And that energy will just flow. For sure it will. Okay. Thanks for your question. Love and light to you, and I wish you all the very best with that. Okay. Yeah, as Sam says, it's whoever catches Twiggy's eye. Okay. I'm sorry it's like that, guys. I sometimes think I should run a list, but then I'd spend half the thing writing the list down. And I go where my spirit guides take me at the time, because the energy comes, the spirit world know there's going to be an interface going on here, and I'm sure they're not really aware of physical time, but they can tell when I start preparing for it. They know there's going to be an interface here. They know that we're all connected through YouTube. If you subscribed, or if you've decided you're going to watch, please subscribe if you haven't already, by the way. Helps the channel no end, and hit the thumbs up. All that deepens the connection, but that they line themselves up and they come through in some order that's best known to them. And my eye catches the question that I'm meant to go to at the time. And right now it's Jill Clark. What happened to my daughter's $25 savings bond? She was gifted in 1989. First thing I want to say is, off the point, she wasn't just gifted in 1989, she's gifted now. Different kind of gifted, I know, but I've just got to let you know she is spiritually gifted. Maybe she is in denial, maybe she doesn't know anything about it, maybe she does, maybe I've got that completely wrong, but I feel she's got a spiritual gift to develop. I really do. And it's going to be worth a lot more than $25 when it happens. Hi Marcy Humble, by the way, nice to see you. Hi Gail K, been a while, great to see you, Gail K. Thanks for joining us. Okay. What happened to your daughter's $25 savings bond? She was gifted. I feel like it blew away, Jill. I can't see anyone taking it. I can't see any ill will or any stealing, any theft going on. I feel it blew away, 2 of your 3 daughters are psychic. Right. I think you'll find the 3rd one is as well, actually. That's what I want to say. Okay. But try not to blame anyone over that. Okay. Because it would be worth a hell of a lot now, actually, wouldn't it? Just going to pick up the pendulum if I can find it. They drop on the floor sometimes. Here we are. Here we are. I'm just going to ask if it can be found, or if is it going to be ever found? Is Jill Clark's daughter's $25 saving bond ever going to be found? Wow, it's a tiny circle. Okay, I would say not anytime soon. I believe there's some kind of way of getting it. I don't know how that could be if it blew away, which is what they told me. But it's not completely hopeless. Was there like a serial number that someone's got a record of that can prove that that bond was bought? Question to ask yourself, really, and maybe ask your daughters as well. But I feel it's not hopeless, Don't know how that can be if it blew away, but the pendulum says it's not hopeless, really. And so does my guiding light kind of voice that's with me at the moment. Whose name, by the way, is Rosalie. Yeah, she reminds me to tell people. She was a Spanish gypsy and something of a fortune teller in the kind of traveling fairs of quite a long time ago. She is wonderful. Rosalie is with us. Great. Okay. Let's have a look at Martin's message here. And thanks for your question, by the way. Best of luck with that bond. Martin message. Sometimes we seek answers for queries. Spirit seems unnecessary for our spiritual and personal growth. You're here for a reason and the light surrounds you. Peace begins from within. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Martin. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm going to read that out again because I just think that's a stunningly true thing. And it's great that people come on the chat and say these things actually, because we've all got, like I said before, we've all got some kind of ability to be able to psychically help and just energetically help other people. And this is a prime example of it. Sometimes we seek answers for queries. Spirit seems unnecessary for our spiritual and personal growth. You are here for a reason and the light surrounds you. Peace begins from within. So very true, Martin. And thank you, Adrienne, as well, for posting that so I didn't miss it. Because that is too good to miss. It really is. Sadly, most people in the world walk around either feeling they don't know anything about this or thinking that the whole spiritual thing is a load of made-up rubbish. It's such a shame. You've only got to start looking at it to realize that it's kind of real and it makes sense. It baffles me that, if you look at religions, okay, I'm not a big religious guy at all. I believe in, for example, I believe in the stories of Jesus. I tend to believe all religions have got something good in them somewhere. But when you think, right, there are I think there are 2.5 billion Christians in the world and 3 billion YouTubers, so we're taking off it. But there are 2.5 billion Christians in the world. Okay, let's accept that a lot of Christianity has been kind of perverted and generally kind of changed and generally corrupted. But surely 2.5 billion people can't be wrong. They could be misguided in belonging to their churches or whatever. But how could so many people see ghosts? How could so many people believe in God? How could so many people believe in miracles if there was nothing in it? It astonishes me that people ignore it. So that's what that message from Martin there is all about. You are here for a reason. Every single one of us, including me, and the light surrounds us. Absolutely. And each one of our lives is a flash of light in the universe, in an eternal universe, So, thanks so much. Peace begins from within. Right. And Martin is also now ready to post your reward notice for the stolen Bitcoin. Will this forum notice be successful? I'm pretty sure it will, Martin. I think we got a yes on that one before, but let's try again. Let's just get some confirmation on that. Oh, it was your message to him, Adrienne, was it? Oh, it just shows I'm a bit thick. There we go. Right. But anyway, that message from Adrienne was very good. Very true. Very real. And it was Adrienne's AQ thing that was on the page at the time. So that was good. Answer to your question, Martin, is very emphatic yes. Right. Now, I remember the last time this question came up, and I was saying you were going to have to kind of make people aware of it and try and back it up by talking to people. But we got a real definite big yes there. Okay. Keep putting your energy behind it, though, as much as you can. Okay. Sam is laughing. I'm glad someone is. Okay. Enid is away. Thanks for being with us, Enid. Okay. Attention. I don't pay much attention to anything, really. Right, let's pay attention to Raven Manning now. Thanks for your question. Message from Spirit regarding what's coming your way in the next 2 weeks. Okay. Zaneb Gohar, yes, they will admit you. Raven, message from Spirit regarding what's coming my way next 2 weeks. Wrong deck, okay. It's a tarot question. I picked up the wrong deck, and they told me I picked up the wrong deck, so let's get here now. Hello, Moxley Life, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Martin, you're very welcome, my friend. Best of luck with that. Oh, I see what you mean, Martin. It's going to work. It's going to work, mate. Okay. So, a message for Raven regarding what's coming your way in the next 2 weeks. Right, 3 cards on this one. Ooh. Right, 7 of Wands. Okay, fighting this crazy battle which you can win, even though you don't feel you can. Right, so it all begins, your next few weeks, as it were, all begins with you tackling something you don't feel you can tackle at the moment. Right, it's going to take a bit of courage, but tackle it, okay, because it's there to be tackled. It's like people climb a mountain because it's there. Tackle this situation, Raven, because it's there. Next card, heart of the matter, really. 2 of Cups. Okay, pigs might fly, you might say, but this flying teapot in the sky is putting real energy into these cups, which represent longings and desires. Okay, it's also a 2 card, which is like a joining together of energies. So when you actually start fighting the fight in the 7 of Wands, there is actually going to be some new energy coming in to help you with it. And that's the thing. Keep believing you can do it because you'll be helped. Card number 3, Knight of Swords, swashbuckling, big decisions to make for sure. But try and decide on going forward in faith and going fast forward. Okay, fast forward. That's what this one's all about. Knight of Swords. So that is your next couple of weeks. Okay, and I hope that helps, Raven. Thanks for your support and thanks for being with us. Okay, as Linda Sandoval very kindly reminds us, please press thumbs up for our Andy. Great. And please send love to all our people, including Linda. Righty, tighty, tighty. Okay. Holly DeShane is away. Well, have a wonderful day yourself, Holly, and thanks so much for being with us. Okay. Right. Will Usman reconcile with me? Asks Zaneb. Let's do a pendulum on that. Right. Pendulum is just steadying itself. I have to do that more with this one because it's on a string and the string twirls rather a lot. What's happening? It's a yes, Zaneb. That's 2 yeses I've given you tonight. Okay. Not a fast moving yes, but a yes nonetheless. You've got to give it time. Okay. You've got to give it time. But it's a yes. Seriously, it is a yes. Okay. I saw a question. Twainer is asking, will I succeed in going back to school in the fall? All right. It's a qualified yes to that, Twainer, so I'm doing a card as well. 2 of Wands. Well, won't be an easy decision. It won't be an easy decision for some reason, but yeah, you will. You'll get there. The Wands are all about progress, and I'm really drawn to these 2 ribbons blowing in the wind. So, right, the reason it won't be an easy decision is that you'll have other things that you've got to do as well. Juggle them, Twainer. Okay, juggle them. It's going to be hard work, but it's what needs to happen for you. It's what you need to bring in your life. So it's a yes, you will succeed in going back to school in the fall, right? I'm always a little bit cautious just in case the old pandemic spikes up again. But even if it does, I'm being told, yes, you will succeed in going back to school in the fall. But there's going to be a bit of a balancing act because there's two things in your life. There's that and there's something else happening. But go right ahead and juggle them, Twain, and that way it looks positive. And it needs to be positive for you, Twain. You deserve some positive. You really, really do. Okay. Adrienne got a yes on that too. Excellent. Sam. And again, Sam, thanks for all your support, actually. Being such a great character. I have a question. Any message from your dad? Okay. Yeah, there is. And it's a tarot-y kind of a message as well. So let's see. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Right. I've got it upside down. It came out the right way up. I just picked it up upside down. So it is a right way up, Ace of Pentacles. Right. The only thing is, right, I've really got to urge you to do this thing that you've got planned, right? Now, your dad is actually aware of the plans that you're trying to make at the moment. I feel some kind of traveling is involved, and I'm seeing a bicycle. I don't know if this is like a Boris bike because you live in London and you just got to kind of get traveling or get on your bike or something. But I'm seeing a bicycle, Sam. Right, I can visualize you on this bicycle, and I think it's a real bicycle, and I think it's a metaphor as well. Okay, something you've been wanting to do, something you've been wanting to make happen quite urgently. It's around work. I feel it's kind of taking your work in a different direction somehow, right? But it's about growing, right? And what he's really saying is keep going. You know, you weren't thinking of giving up. I realise that, but you were almost beginning to doubt whether it was worth it. Marcy's playing with the tapestry thing behind me. All right, Puss. Right, that's distracted me nicely. Okay. What else we got? The Hanged Man. Right. So yes, similar suggestion, really. What are you waiting for, Sam? Get on your bike, get moving. Okay. He's showing me the River Thames. He would really, because it's underneath Tower Bridge that's in your profile picture. He's showing me the River Thames. Just got to cross that bridge when you come to it. That's it. Hope that helps, Sam. Thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for that. Okay, guys. We are kind of waxing on into tonight's show at this moment. There's like sort of 10 minutes or so left to go. So I'm looking for some questions now. I'm bound to have missed some. Jedi Bunny is sending love. Thanks. Love to you too, Jedi. Love to all of you. Marcy is here as well. Raven is doing it. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Raven. Kate Myth, did you hear Marcy? Marcy meowed. Right. Kate Mytho. Andy, can I have a card reading regarding my ongoing finances, please? Thank you. Okay. Right. We'll do 3 cards for you, Kate, because it's not simple. Not a simple kind of straightforward situation. Looks good, though, because the first card out of these 3 cards is the Queen of Pentacles. And there are many different meanings to be drawn to in this card, but it's always about abundance. It's also about things coming together because it's a Pentacles card. Right. And the sheep shopkeeper here is she's in charge of the shop of life. So you're going to be able to buy what you want, right? Okay, you are. So I hope that gives you a feeling of encouragement because things are going to be okay. The only thing, right, is the Hierophant, number 5. And what's happening here is Alice is consulting her higher self. Okay, so actually ask yourself, what are you going to do with the money? as it, you know, as it mounts up, because the more wisely you go about kind of how you're going to use it in your life, the more the universe is going to bring to you. And I got real bad hiccups, sorry. Okay, but think about what you actually want to do with the money, right? It's using it wisely isn't just like, you know, invest it in a bank or buy a house or something like that. I'm not saying it's going to be that much money to buy a house, but you know what I mean. It's not just what we normally think of in life as using it wisely. It's taking the attitude that if your finances are good, which the cards suggest they will be, that you're actually going to use that abundance as it comes in ways that are useful for your life and that bring you happiness, right? Again, nothing selfish in that, Kate, because the more you're using it for your own happiness and your own success, the more you have to give other people in your life. Okay. Card number 3, 3 of Pentacles. It's the 3 of Pentacles. So the progress is steady. It's going to take time to build up, okay? I'm not saying there's going to be a hell of a lot of money anytime soon, but it's building up. It's on the way. It's looking good, and it's going really positively, Kate. So we got lots of positivity in that. I wish you the best of luck with it, Kate, and thanks so much for that question. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Mary, breaking news. Gasoline issue ransom of software reported resolved in Southeast United States. Interesting. Okay. Erin O'Nugent, 49 likes. Who's going to be lucky? Number 50. Interesting one. Right. Barbara Wee, I will take the message too because it fits. Good for you, Barbara. This is something that is very important in the spiritualist church movement, which I'm a great supporter of, actually. I don't do these shows like a spiritualist, so it's because it's YouTube, you know, it's the way it is. But I work with guides that way. And when I do take a spiritualist service, which I do sometimes on Zoom for some of the churches, I don't have my own church, but I sometimes do mediumship live on Zoom for churches. There might be kind of 60, 70 people present. Usually it's more like sort of 20, 30, but it can be 70. It's happened. And in an hour and a half, I might actually only go to 4 people, maybe 5 people, give them about 15 minutes each. And the whole sort of ethos of the spiritualist churches and how that works is that everyone gets a message who is meant to get a message, you know. That's really it. And it sort of does good. It does your faith good to see other people getting a message and giving a yes to the message, because it's just proof, you know. It's evidence that the human soul survives beyond the human body, and that there is always more to come. So that's kind of how it works. And if I don't get to you, or if you haven't even asked a question and something makes sense to you, then yeah, that's why you're here. That's what it's all about for you. That's how it's been meant to happen. Okay. Oh, good for you, Barbara Wheel. Great news in North Carolina about their gasoline. Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it. Okay. Trainer, is the second thing I will be doing my non-profit? Question for the pendulum there. No, the other pendulum. Okay. Okay. Is the second thing Trainer is going to be doing, is that going to be a non-profit, which we've talked about before? Is that what it's going to be? That was a hiccup. Let's start again. It's got to be not me that moves the pendulum, or my hiccups. Right, no hiccups for a minute while I do this pendulum. Come on, spirit guides, just for a tick. Yes, it is, Twain. It did a definite circle before I hiccuped. I also want to say to you, Twain, that non-profit of yours, it's a great thing. It's meant to be. It is going to go well. It is going to be good. It feels to me, though, like there's quite a long journey, you know. It's real not an overnight success thing, but it is a success thing, you know. And it's going to grow. It's going to grow. So keep going with the flow and make sure you juggle life and get it done. Julie, just got home from work, missed the whole show. Oh, sorry, my friend. But it's great you're with us now, Julie, and I hope you get a chance to watch the replay. I know a lot of people do watch the replay, actually. In fact, more people watch the replay than watch it live, and that is great. That's what YouTube is all about, spiritually speaking. We put it out there, and people find it when the time is right for them. That's what really matters, and that really is how it works. Okay, no lines for gas in Wisconsin. People have lost their minds in Florida. That's the thing about Florida man at the moment, isn't there? Right, guys, we're just about at the end of proceedings here, but Julianne asks, Andy, please tell me if Spirit says I will still retire this year. They're saying yes. I'm going to try and use a pendulum, Julie. The hiccups are really screwing up the pendulum just at the moment, but I'm going to use a pendulum, see what we get. Yeah, they're giving us a yes, Julie. They're definitely giving us a yes there. So, yeah, you will still retire this year. That's what they're saying. I don't know if you're going to like retiring, Julie. You seem like someone who's got a lot of energy behind you, but, you know, putting that energy into your own life, your own space, very positive, nothing selfish. It's the old thing. You can't pour from an empty vessel. Must be the 10th time I've said that tonight. Okay. Coaching, leadership, success. Thank you so much. It's always a great signal. Well, positive energy from coaching, leadership, success. There you go. Thanks for joining us. Many things you want to do. Great stuff. So, quick word about the 60-second tarot. Sorry I missed it today, guys. I've got a lot going on at the moment, and it just got forgotten. My daughter is coming to stay with me next week, and because it's just been a long time when people couldn't visit each other, it's not just a question of airing her quilt and airing her bed. I've had to kind of wash her quilts and hang them up, and she's bringing a friend, so there's just suddenly a lot of organising doing to kind of get back to square one and just have everything normal. But I'm so looking forward to seeing my daughter. Lily is her name. I haven't seen her for a long time. The Gutsy Guru is with us. Thanks for joining us, Gutsy Guru. Great stuff. Okay. Yeah, I certainly will, Julie. Excuse me. She is sort of learning to read. I mean, she reads. She does readings for people. She's 21. It's going to be her 21st birthday on Monday, the 17th, actually. And she does readings. She's a bit shy. I might try and get her to come on and do a couple of cards for people because I'm sure she'd be good at it. But yeah. So yeah. Okay. Marcy's going to say night-night now, aren't you, Marcy, darling? There she is, waving bye-bye. I'm very annoyed that I've woken her up. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. All right. On that note, guys, I'm going to bring tonight's session to an end. Thank you very, very much. Coffee.com/twig if you'd like to make a little donation. That would be so much appreciated. 35and83@gmail.com if you would like to arrange a private reading or a horoscope or a birth chart. I produce those as well. So thanks very much to all the moderators. Thanks very much to absolutely all of you. I really appreciate all of the love and the light that pours into these shows. I will be back tomorrow with 60-second tarot. We'll do some uploads over the weekend as well, because now I'm coming to the end of washing clothes and bedding and stuff, and I'm going to have some free time again. Please like and subscribe, and bye for now, and blessings to all. As Raven Manning so aptly says, I'm going to put that on the screen to end things with. Got a cat situation going on here. So, guys, oh, she's knocking the cat. She's had enough. Right, okay. I'm finishing it now, Marcy. Okay, right. Thanks so much, guys. Love, light, blessings, and peace to one and all. And I'll see you again on Sunday live. It'll be live Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel, same batty medium. And yeah, love and blessings to everyone. Night, night. Peace.